U.S. Navy has a very old ritual still practiced today called crossing the line ceremony or shellback ritual. Significantly, it was even conducted during war. I will show you the film as sailors were en route to World War II invasions of Tarawa, Peleliu, the Philippines, and other islands and atolls.
Tarawa Island devastated by one of the many American raids against the Japs, and the planes returned to the deck of their carrier. Crossing the equator and the traditional ceremonies are not forgotten, even when a warship dashes across the line on a mission of war. The gauntlet is run, and there's many a wild scramble as hair-raising tricks are played on the victims. Hair-raising is right. Look at that haircut.
As the U.S. Navy would tell it, the origin of the frolicsome ceremony of crossing the line is lost in antiquity. When Neptune was believed to be the god of the sea, sailors, on entering his domain, were only too glad to gain his goodwill and protection by offering sacrifices. Today, it is simply an initiation ceremony whereby men who have not yet crossed the equator are initiated by others who have already had that experience. In seagoing parlance, the equator is the line. Men who have crossed it are shellbacks. Those who have not are Pollywogs, and the equator is the home of Neptunus Rex, or King Neptune, ruler of the deep and guardian of the mysteries of the sea. When a U.S. naval vessel crosses the equator, King Neptune is brought on board to exercise authority and dominance over his sea domain and to judge charges brought against Pollywogs, those sailors who have not crossed the equator before. The charge is that they are impostors, posing as U.S. Navy sailors, and have it properly acknowledged and paid homage to Neptune, who is here considered a king, but was the Roman god of waters and seas who controlled winds and storms. High-ranking members of the crew and those who have been shellbacks the longest, a shellback being sailors who have crossed the equator previously and gone through this ritual, dress up in elaborate costume and each play the part of King Neptune's court. For instance, the ship's captain might play the part of King Neptune himself, although in most of the original film of the ceremony I show you here, beginning in 1929, the captain doesn't play Neptune. What proceeds is a day of so-called festivities, which is designed to build camaraderie among the seafaring crew. Now, if this looks like a hazing ceremony, in reality, it probably is. But I won't make a judgment. U.S. Army airborne units have a similar ceremony called the prop blast initiation for new officers in an airborne unit. And having been myself prop blasted once and then participating in the ritual several times after that, I viewed it as simply a good-natured hazing. Each U.S. Navy warship sometimes have their own traditions and subtleties, but the shellback ceremony has some fundamentals which goes something like this. King Neptune and his royal court arrive on the ship the evening prior to the equator crossing. The court of Neptune Rex consists of his queen, Davy Jones, the royal baby, and other dignitaries. Pollywogs entertain the royal court with a talent show. Dancing, songs, skits, even poetry count among the merriment, but that's just some of the activities, and other events of the evening can't be disclosed. After the evening show, Pollywogs receive a subpoena from Davy Jones to stand before the court the next day to answer the charges brought against them by the trusty Shellbacks.
The captain of the ship greets and welcomes Davy Jones with his retainers, deputies of His Majesty King Neptune. Davy Jones reads a proclamation from His Majesty.
Captain, an honorable Shellback and guests of the Indianapolis. You won't thank me after tomorrow.
His deputies take their stations and from well-filled bags produce royal subpoenas to issue to all Pollywogs and landlubbers. These subpoenas carry royal orders to appear before His Majesty King Neptune for initiation when he boards the ship in the morning.
This is an example of where the traditions differ. In some cases, the charges are read before King Neptune arrives, in some cases after he has arrived. Here are lookouts posted for Neptune's arrival. This is where the good-natured hazing begins. After breakfast, which is made too spicy for the Pollywogs to eat, served with coffee and salt water, the accused appear before King Neptune, who sits in judgment. They perform a variety of activities which might involve wearing their clothes inside out or backwards, or crawling against the deck through objectionable debris, sucking the cherry out of a fat man's belly, to name a few. You see some of the activities here. There's also going through the gauntlet. Next, the Pollywogs kneel before the king and kiss the royal baby's belly, often covered in grease. There are variations to this particularly legendary exploit. Lastly, the Pollywogs take a royal bath in a pool of seawater before being declared Shellbacks, after which they receive their certificates, which they can proudly display.
With well-placed wallops to tender stern sheets, harass the luckily Pollywogs who run the gauntlet to emerge at the end as full-fledged Shellbacks, who have earned the right to receive from King Neptune one of his royal certificates to be treasured for a lifetime and shown to envious Pollywogs and landlubbers. Each new Shellback eagerly awaits the day when he too will have the opportunity to initiate Pollywogs into the mysteries of the deep.
For all you Shellbacks who want more original film with no narration, it's coming in 23 seconds. Thank you for watching.
Happy voyage home.
merchant marine. Daily they dare sudden death from the air and the sting of the submarine. Team with the Army and Navy, they set their courses through. And you can depend on the maritime men to get their